Hi everyone, welcome to Living Low Carb with Becky. Today we are going to be making some ultra moist fudgy brownies. So I've made brownies on here before. Feel free to check some of the previous brownie recipes. I've done some cheesecake brownies and some cake-like brownies, but today we're going fudgy. So let me tell you what you will need. In one bowl, you're gonna need 3 eggs at room temperature. In another bowl, you're going to need 2 ounces of dark chocolate, 90% dark chocolate. So I just went to the candy aisle, not the baking aisle, and both the store brand and then a brand called Lindt, Lindt, make chocolate bars that are 90%. And then I used my food scale because the bars are bigger, and I started chopping up pieces until I got to 2 ounces. You're gonna take the 2 ounces of the 90% dark chocolate, and you're gonna take 12, make sure I did this right, 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, which is a stick and a half. It's a lot of butter, guys. A lot of butter and 3 eggs. That's gonna be what makes it fudgy. But you're gonna melt the butter and the 2 ounces of dark chocolate in the microwave while you are beating the 3 eggs that are at room temperature. Just let them set out for a few hours so that those are all ready. While you're getting the eggs ready and you're melting up everything, in another bowl, put your dry ingredients, which are 1/2 cup of almond flour, 1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder, 3/4 cup, they specifically ask for erythritol, which is going to make the flavor the way that he likes it and the way the recipe is supposed to come out. I will say, if you're not a fan of erythritol, there is monk fruit, allulose, other low carb sweeteners. Use the one that you like. I always say sweetener of choice. And then 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and get that ready to go. So what I have done is I have already gone ahead and I have taken the 3 eggs and I have mixed them up until they are nice and frothy in this bowl. And I microwaved it at like 15-second intervals because with all that butter, I didn't want it to splatter with the 2 ounces. So we now have a stick and a half of butter, or 12 tablespoons of unsalted. You do not want a salty brownie. These are gonna be rich, moist, so we want them sweet. So 12 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 2 ounces of 90% dark chocolate. If you're somebody who really likes more of a milk chocolate flavor, you're just gonna up the amount of erythritol. You can always taste the sweetener. So it says 3/4 of a cup. Maybe you're gonna do 3/4 of a cup. And I'll show you this in the background. Maybe just 3 or 4 drops. I'm gonna taste test mine when I'm done, of liquid stevia. Stevia, you don't need much of, guys. You don't need much of it all. So you could just like literally add a drop or 2 and get it to your taste, and then you're not changing the consistency of the batter. Just a thought. So I am going to mix this up, and then what I'm going to do after I've mixed this up is I'm going to take the dry ingredients and put in 1/3, continue mixing, 1/3, mix, 1/3, and mix. Once, you don't need to see me mix everything. So basically, I'm gonna mix the wet, and then I'm gonna incorporate the dry in thirds, and then I will do a taste test. And I will tell you whether or not I have liquid stevia. You never measure with pure stevia, it's way too sweet. But I'll let you know if I added any drops or not, just in case you want something more milk chocolatey. My daughter likes milk chocolatey, so I'm gonna kind of go for that. If you like more of a dark chocolate, you're not gonna wanna do this. I am gonna try to get it more of a milk chocolate taste. So I'll let you know what happens with this, and I'll see you when I'm ready to put it in the pan. Okay, so I have everything mixed. I will tell you, I did my first taste test, and if you love a dark chocolate brownie, and if I wasn't sharing with my daughter, I would have left it alone. It's amazing, just absolutely amazing. Because I'm sharing with my daughter, these are just liquid stevia drops. You can get just about any brand. This was on Amazon. It's Zule. It's one of the least expensive ones. One of the reasons I like this one versus the squirting kind is you can literally just drop them in, so you don't have to worry about adding too much. I added 6 drops. 6 drops. That was it. Because this really does go a long way. It does not affect the texture that way. Another side note to those who don't really like the erythritol because of the cooling effect, stevia cuts the cooling effect, so it takes that away too. And then you get the flavor that he's looking for. So just an option. I'm going for more of a milk chocolatey, so we did 6 drops. So it's a nice thick batter, and we are now going to go ahead and place it into the pan. You'll want an 8x8. Make sure it's parchment lined, and we'll go ahead and place it in there. I want to say it has a mousse-like consistency from the eggs being super, super whipped up, and then probably the butter and just all that creamy goodness. These are definitely a very creamy brownie, for sure. Just kind of spread this out. Make sure it's level, or as level as can be. Oven is preheated to 350. It says to bake 25 to 27 minutes, but to start checking at minute 20. We are not going to cook these until the edges are set at all. This one is different. We want that fudgy, fudgy, fudgy. This one, at minute 20, all we start doing is checking the middle. When the middle is still, when it's moist to the touch, not like coming off, but when it's moist to the touch, you're done. So it may not seem fully set. That's what we're going for, is a nice chewy, fudgy brownie. So the middle is going to be slightly moist. So you can see, there it is. Let me go ahead. I'll go over the nutrition facts with you here in just a second. So you start checking at minute 20 because you do not want to cook them too long, or you're not going to have a fudgy brownie, and we want a fudgy brownie. Okay. You'll cut them into 4x4, which is actually a pretty good sized brownie, guys. 4x4 gives you 16 total brownies with 1.3 net carbs. So guys, that's a really good carb count. Calories, 135 calories per brownie. Your total carbs is 1.32, but you subtract the fiber, 1.36. Actually, I'm trying to figure out how it's 1.3 net carbs. Total carbs 1.32, fiber 1.36, which should actually only be 0.4. They did the math wrong on that one. It's not even a full carb, guys, because you can subtract the fiber from your total carbs to get your net carbs. So your net carbs is actually gonna be 0.4, because 6 and 2, so 0.4, not even half of a carb. Protein is 2, fat is 14 grams. So the nutrition facts are at the bottom. Just remember total carbs minus the fiber minus sugar, alcohol, but they don't have that listed on here. But when you do the total carbs minus the fiber, you only get 0.4 of one carb. So it's gonna be a good afternoon treat. Let it set for about 10 minutes before you eat it if you want a nice and warm one, or let it cool all the way, and then store it in the fridge. Make sure you eat it in 3 to 5 days, or stick it in the freezer. And then whenever you want one, take it out and just heat it in the microwave for about 10 seconds to bring back that warmy goodness. But I will eat one warm when we're done and ready. So see you in just a little bit. Okay, these look amazing. They are so hot that I'm gonna have to use a fork right now, and I don't really care. I love fresh out of the oven brownies. So here we go. Well, that is very fudgy. That is really, really good. Definitely, I will definitely be eating them warmed up. I'm thinking I've got some sugar-free whipped cream on top of a warm brownie. I think that's a good way to eat this. Enjoy. These are super fudgy, super good. I know you're gonna love them. These are great. So hope you enjoy them as much as I do. All right, bye.